first item on the agenda is we are going to stand and do the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. Are you okay, Joe?
Yeah. Knocked over the camera.
Item number 1 is to approve the minutes of the November 22nd, 2016 regular meeting.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move item 1.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments on the November 22nd regular meeting? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 1 carries. Item number 2 is to receive and place on file drainage repairs. And we have a few. Drainage District number 70, Webster, 95, Calhoun, main ditch. We have 3 new inlets in the ditch that need repaired, turned in by Jake Geisler. Drainage District number 11, Webster, 11 Webster, and 11 Hamilton. Repair of bulkhead, turned in by Bolton and Mink. Drainage District number 102, 5, Humboldt, Newark Township, Section 15. We have an intake collapsed, turned in by Larry Minikis.
I'll move the drainage repairs, Mr. Chairman.
I'll second that motion, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments pertaining to the drainage repairs? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 2 carries. Item number 3, receive to approve merit pay increase for Stacy Underwood from $1,207.37 to $1,261.71 every pay period effective check date December 9th, 2016.
I'll move item 3. I'll second with the caveat that we get some more description on what the project is approved. Excuse me?
Child support recovery.
Oh, yeah.
All right. We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 3 carries. Item number 4 is to approve employment status change for Lucas Gentleman, correctional officer, from part-time to full-time employment.
So moved.
Second. Motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 4 carries. Item number 5 is to receive and place on file the employment of Roxanne Ledley for a clerk position in the Webster County Sheriff's Office.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move item 5.
Second.
We have a motion and a second. Questions or comments on item number 5?
I will add that it's at the rate of $13.20 per hour effective November 30, 2016.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 5 carries. Item number 6 is to receive and place on file manure management plan update for Prestige Farms of Iowa, LLC, in Section 8, Troy Township, Wright County, Iowa.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move item 6.
I'll second it, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion and a second because part of the plan that they're applying to
It is written on my end.
Yep.
It's all they did was change their cropping plan and then said they're going to apply it to certain jobs.
Questions or comments on item number 6? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 6 carries. Item number 7 is to review and place on file Conservation Board Annual Report for July 1st, 2015 through June 20th, 2016.
We're all prepared.
Thank you.
Any shape.
Here's some extra copies. Some of these are just all pencils.
Turn that motion.
too. This is a requirement of 350 of the Iowa Code that established the county conservation boards every year that we provide you an annual report. So as you can see here, this is a similar format that we've used the last few years, changing with the front page being there, being our award that we received on behalf of the Gypsum City OHV Park. That was the first time that award, second time that it's been received by somebody in the state of Iowa. So it's a national recognition award. So that was a big deal. As a reminder, in 2010, when we got involved with the OHV Park, the county and the city working together, along with the Department of Natural Resources, that park was 15 miles of trail on about 250 acres, and now it's 800 acres with 65 miles of trail. So collectively, I think we've accomplished a fair amount in the last 5-6 years. Continue to work out there and see some of the things on the back page are the highlights that we've received or that we've accomplished throughout this past fiscal year. The completion of the Camp Winoki Master Plan and some of those things starting to get implemented. Kennedy Park, we celebrated its 50th anniversary. Again, Gypsum City OHV Park, the Phase 3 trails were created. So that taking it up to the 65 miles of trail, and everything now is built that has been fenced and acquired or leased from the gypsum companies currently. Starting to replace some of the infrastructure in Kennedy Park. The office manager position changing from a secretary position that we currently had. Working to establish a Young Guns and Shooting Sports program, and Pheasants Forever helped us purchase a trailer and the equipment for that program. Our friends group started to call it the Wild Fundraiser event. It was really successful last winter. We'll be having that again this winter. Brad Luke, unfortunately, resigned from the board after 15 years of service with us, but was replaced by Nick Carlson, so he's been a nice addition to the board. And then what I would say is our biggest accomplishment, not only this year, but in the last 20 years or last 50 years, is the ability the Conservation Board and Board of Supervisors working together to establish that 50% of our user fees going toward capital projects. So you start to really see we have purchased new handicap dock for Kennedy Park. The restroom facilities are getting an upgrade at Kennedy as a part of being able to use some of those dollars that we generate in those facilities. So I think that you'll really start to see those things start to occur here in the next couple of years based on that revenue.
All right, do we have any questions for Matt?
One quick question. Out at the OHV Park, what is the current status of the sewer line?
Sewer, the final inspection for that project is today. So we'll be out there today and closing out that project, hopefully at least putting together a list of final projects. But that'll be functional. The only thing that we're waiting on now is we're still having some issues with the existing water system. And then we have to complete a fence around the park itself, or around the campground itself. So hopefully by next spring we're going to be up and running. We're going to start to implement a reservation system hopefully after the first of the year. So we'll be putting out a lot of information on that. Since we haven't done an online reservation system for our cabins, our camping, any of that kind of stuff before, we'll be doing a lot of press releases and outreach to educate the public on how that process will work. But it'll basically be through the mycountyparks.com website. So they'll be able to go on there and make reservations through that process. And hopefully we'll have a start date established. We're looking probably around May 1st right now. We'll see how this water issue shakes out, but we're hoping that about May 1st we can have an opening out there.
Well, the nature of the beast is that the campground is at least open until late hours, 10, 11 o'clock, whatever it is. There's no access, then you have to fence off everything so that the recreational vehicles cannot get into the park otherwise. So the whole thing, drive and everything else, there'll be no controls in terms of the drive going back into the campground, or there will be.
There won't be any for vehicles coming in and out like they would in a normal campground, but we'll have the ability then to shut off the trails, similar to like Brushy Creek now when it's too wet for the equestrian riders, they can shut off their trail systems by signage. We'll be able to do the same thing out there. So that way the campground will still function as normal regardless of the weather, but we'll be able to shut down trails based on weather conditions.
Any other questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor of receiving and placing on file the annual report from the Conservation Board, say aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Item 7 carries. So thank you, Matt. Item number 8 is to adopt a resolution approving projects in the Webster County Regional Urban Renewal Area.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion that we adopt the resolution.
believe the additional debt that we're certifying here comes to $253,428.83. And I believe Laura and the state deserve some credit, and they go through and make sure we have all our debt correct.
Yes, yes. They did that last year for the first time. Audit.
And that leaves us, that gives us a total debt certified to the general fund of $1,186,515.87. We did make a payment back to the general fund because we are started to be in a positive cash flow with our TIF of $471,138.12 during this fiscal year, and hope to continue to be able to do that with positive cash flow.
Questions or comments on the resolution? If not, all in favor by roll call?
Aye. Leffler, aye.
Campbell, aye.
Singer, aye.
Fletcher, aye.
All ayes. Item number 9 is to approve and authorize the chair to sign an annual urban renewal report and tax increment financing indebtedness certification report.
Chairman, I'll move item 9. I'll second.
Motion and a second. Questions or comments?
Actually, what I just read goes to item 9,
Yep.
item 8. Took care of it.
All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 9 carries. Item number 10 is to receive and place on file plans and specifications for DHS building parking lot project and set time and date for a public hearing and bid letting.
Mr. Chairman, I move item 10 and would make the motion to be the hearing on the 20th of December at 10 o'clock in the morning.
I will second that motion with the added date.
We have a motion and a second to set the date and time for December 20th at 10 a.m. Questions or comments?
Mr. Chairman, this is to, we've been in the process of planning the new parking lot at the DHS building on First Avenue North. It's going to be a really nice addition to that area. The city's cleaned up First Avenue North, and this will make that area around our building look much better and be way more functional for the building itself. So I'm anxious to get the bids in for this and get the project done in the spring.
And I'd like to support Mr. Leffler's comments that this particular building is, needs a lot of use. It's a high usage building, a lot of traffic with the condition of the mixed asphalt and gravel parking lot. We have a lot of wear and tear on our carpets and inside the building that is long overdue.
It's a situation of, in many cases, out of sight, out of mind. Folks that have had to deal with the gravel and the carpet and et cetera, et cetera. I'm sure it's going to be a delight for them not to have as much of that involved. And it's been a long time coming, and I'm really pleased that we're going to get this done.
Well, Mr. Singer, I've handled that parking lot for over 40 years.
Yeah.
So, you know, my mental condition is pretty good.
Yeah, that's good.
All our
All park committee. No, and I just, I finished by adding this will upgrade security and some lighting and different things around the building too. So it's a really needed upgrade.
And it'll clean up the lot next door.
Yeah. That'll be fun.
Any questions or comments from the floor? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 10 carries. Item number 11 is to approve and authorize the chair to sign a permit with Webster County Icebreakers for snowmobile trail grooming within right-of-way for the 2016-2017 snowmobile season.
I'll move that.
Second.
Motion and a second. Randy?
Okay, just a reminder that use of snowmobile in the right-of-way is already allowed by the code, but when they need to put signs and groom the trail, they need a permit, and that's why the need for a permit.
Okay.
And this is about the 5th, 6th straight year in a row that we've approved this same permit.
Questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 11 carries. Item number 12 is to adopt a resolution updating weight limit embargoes on bridges.
Mr. Chairman,
summer construction months, construction season, now we have 43. We did replace more than 7 that we had by our recent inspections. We had a couple come in at high posting, so that we're gaining on it slowly but surely. So the current resolution has 43 posted bridges in the county.
Questions or comments from the floor?
I might make a comment, I believe when we started 4 years ago, there were 60-some bridges that were posted, and you're down in the 40s now, so I think, I appreciate your aggressive plan to replace these bridges, and I think we're sitting pretty good compared to some other counties, and
Yeah.
so.
It was really important and helpful to have the gas tax passed. Became effective March 1st, 2015, and that generated substantial more funds, and we did do more projects because of that.
Randy, have you seen anything of late in the news about Iowa in general being rated much poorer in terms of overall roads in the state compared to the 50 states?
Nothing recently, just that I think the fact is that the state of Iowa, be it city, county, state, we have a lot of roads, several miles of roads and bridges, so we probably rank high. I don't know exactly what place we are in. Let's talk about bridges, the amount of deficient bridges, and it's a high percentage. But I don't know, I have any, not recently did I even hear anything.
I just saw we're statewide, underlined statewide with our highways that we adopted in city over the last year.
You know, I'm not familiar with that, any specific article, research.
Any other questions or comments? If not, this is a resolution. We'll go by roll call.
Hinkle, aye.
Leffler, aye.
Campbell, aye.
Fletcher, aye.
All ayes. Item number 13 is to approve and authorize the chair to sign utility permit with Arion Network Services, INS, to extend fiber optic cable along the east side of Hayes Avenue from Highway 7 south to Valero facility at 1930 Hayes Avenue.
Mr. Chairman, I'll move item 13.
Second.
I have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 13 carries. Item number 14 is to approve and authorize the chair to sign utility permit from Prairie Energy Cooperative to replace deteriorated overhead power lines with new poles, anchors, and conductors in sections 32, 33, and 34, Township 90 North, Range 27 West, Newark Township.
Chairman, I'll move item 14.
Second is motion, Mr. Chairman.
We have a motion and a second. Any questions or comments? Seeing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Item 14 carries. It is now the citizens' opportunity to address the board with items not on the agenda.
This is where the student has to get up and speak.
Okay?
Are you coming, Tom?
It wasn't him.
I'm with you,
Mike.
okay.
I-
For me?
No, he's okay.
He's okay? He looks okay.
We forewarned him.
He looks okay. Bob was kind of sick.
Yeah.
I just, you were rolling along so well there. I'm Mike Devine, I live at 923 4th Avenue North, Fort Dodge, Iowa.
Hi, Mike, welcome.
Thank you very much. Anyway, item 6, actually, you guys were rolling so good there, I needed to slow it down. Just for clarification, since I know my intelligence is going to be questioned tomorrow, as well as my character and probably my immigration status, but I just want to be ready for this man who comes in and talks to me about why is Webster County involved in something happening in Wright County with Prestige Farm?
Because Prestige Farms' application for manure management includes property within a certain area of Webster County or within Webster County. So they're either applying it within some land inside Webster County or within so many feet of a Webster County boundary.
Thank you.
Yep.
And probably for clarification, this description here is probably where the facility is it?
No, this is just a manure management plan for one of the facilities. This is
I know you're concerned, Clark.
Well, any consolation, it's probably one of the last times he'll be on. That'll help you.
Well, I'll be all over it.
All right, Board of Supervisor Committee reports.
Bob? I wouldn't have anything today.
Supervisor Fletcher?
I was kind of hoping for some reconciliation between these two, but I didn't have.
You need a hug, Bob?
Sir? No, I will report, on the county mental health region, and I want to report on the levy. The board passed the next year's levy to remain the same as this year's. Now, last week I commented on the large reserve fund that we're carrying. It was reported out that for this fiscal year, we are on target to spend that down by $2.5 million. And it's anticipated that with this current levy going into next year, we will spend it down by another $2.5 million, heading towards that goal that the board set at 35% of operating budget for total cash reserve carryover. I do want to let you know that in the future, the levy rate of $35.81 per person, in relation to the amount that would be necessary to meet the budget, is short by $6 a person. So we should be, if we did not have this large cash reserve that we were trying to spend down, we should be asking for the levy of $41 and some odd cents. The reason I say that is I'm trying to let the board know that in the future, there's going to be a need to make a change in that levy amount. At $41 and some odd cents, we're still much, much less in the levy that we're asking for mental health than we were 5 years ago. And I believe we will continue to see a lesser amount being asked. 2 reasons. Number one, the increase of Medicaid that was brought about by the Affordable Care Act. Number 2, true savings and operational cost reductions brought about by the regionalization. I don't believe it's going to go away, fellows. I do believe that mental health services are going to continue to be in demand. So, just for the future, be prepared that I'm asking you to probably have to start going up.
Thank you. Supervisor Dinglaw.
We don't have anything, Mark and Marilyn, I'll be attending ISAC tomorrow, Thursday, so.
What we did is good. It will be good.
Supervisor Butler.
I don't have.
All right. Could I have a motion to allow claims?
So move. Second.
I have a motion and a second. All in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Motion to adjourn?
So move.
Second. All in favor?
Aye.
We are adjourned. Thank you very